Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. Can't believe it's already Monday. Happy April Fool's Day. Hope you had a great Easter. We're going to talk about what do you do when you lose your motivation. So I want to give you the number one thing that I do when I lose my motivation. This is what I go to try to get me refocused. We're going to talk about that. But before that, I'm going to cue this intro and I'll see you on the other side.
There are no bad businesses. There are just those people who don't know enough to see the opportunities in the work they're in. If there seems to be no future or opportunity in it, it isn't always because it's not there, but perhaps only because we can't see it.
Good morning. Welcome to another Monday Mindset. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. I hope you're doing well. So as you can probably already figure out, I'm recording this ahead of time. I'm actually probably on a plane right now, headed down to Hollywood, Florida, because I'm going to the 10X conference. If anybody is going to be at the 10X conference, let me know. Hit me up. I would love to connect while we're there. So I want to talk about motivation. What do you do when you lose your motivation, right? We're now first day into the second quarter, right? One quarter is said and done. You know, what are you going to do this quarter to separate yourself? What are you going to do this quarter to really put the pedal to the metal, as they say, to set you up not only to have a great Q2, but even more important to have a great Q3, because you know what you do in this quarter will set you up for Q3 and Q4. That's how it always works. So when I lose my motivation, the main thing I do whenever there's a shifting market, whenever there's adversity, whenever I can't seem to create that spark, the main thing I do is change my environment. So if you think about it from an analogy perspective, right, you can put a plant in the desert and it dies, but you can take that same plant and put it in nice soil and it thrives. And you think about, hey, when you don't have motivation, so often you don't have motivation because you're a body, mind, soul, and spirit. And a lot of times, often those things are not being fed appropriately. But it is really hard to feed your body, mind, soul, and spirit when you don't feel like feeding your body, mind, soul, and spirit, when you're not motivated. So how do you create a spark? And I believe, hey, not only are we, spiritual beings, but we're also physical beings. And so you have physiology that you can change. You can literally change your environment. Not only can you change your environment, you could change your posture if you just try smiling at the camera for literally 30 seconds. That was a creepy smile right there. 30 seconds, it would change your physiology, which would ultimately change your mindset. This has been proven. There's been research done on this. But I'm going to the 10X conference. I love going to conferences. I love getting around people who elevate me, because when I don't have the spark inside myself, I can get that spark by feeding off of others, right? So that's why you have to have a really strong community, and you have to have a really strong environment of where you work and who you hang out with. One of the most important things you can look at when you're feeding your body, mind, soul, and spirit is who you're hanging around. So I'm going to this 10X conference. I had gone to a 10X 360 a while back. I think you guys remember that. And while I was there, I was like, heck, I'm going to take my sales leaders. So I'm taking my VP of a couple VP of sales, three and actually, and then I'm taking my VP of ops, my COO, and then Steve and I are going down to this 10X conference just to, one, change our environment to get remotivated. Two, bonding time with the team, right? Getting us out of the space we're always in, thinking the way we always think, to try to think differently and reflect. And I find when I do that, when I change my physical state, when I change the physical environment, when I change who I'm around, it is so much easier for me to get some motivation. And so a lot of people, what they do when they're trying to change their state or change their motivation, they try to do it by discipline alone. And you need discipline for it to carry through. But I would tell you, you need to change your environment in order to spark that, whatever you call it, motivation to get the discipline. Other thing I would tell you is, if you can't change your environment by going to a conference because maybe you can't afford it, because conferences do cost money, you got to travel, you got to pay for the ticket. You can also change your environment by getting around someone new and seeking out a new mentor that can help you get more perspective. So that's another thing that I've done that's along the same kind of train of thought, that, hey, if I can't get to a conference, if I can't get around people that are going to elevate me, I can still seek out someone in my local area that can maybe help me think differently. And you would be surprised how many local business owners there are right around you that would love to get together for either a mastermind or just catching up and getting motivation from each other. I know there's this network called the BNI Network. I was just at a conference last week where we had a booth there, and I was speaking to one of our clients that's been with us for 13 years. And one of the main things that's driven her business is she's part of this BNI Network, which is a bunch of local business owners. There's usually one from each industry. They get together once a month where they network, they share ideas, and then most importantly, they share business, they share referrals. So there it is. That is my Monday motivation for you, my Monday mindset for you is, hey, if you're not feeling it today, think about changing your environment. Think about changing your state. Think about getting a new mentor. Right? If you expect different results, but you do the same thing over and over again, that's the definition of insanity. You've got to do things, and oftentimes it requires like extreme things to get you out of a rut, right? Because when you can get yourself out of a rut, you can get motivated. Now, funny thing is, I'm not demotivated right now, but I want to create momentum. I want to build upon my momentum, and that's why we're going to 10X. I want to create it with my team. But you need to change your state if for some reason you're not motivated today. Get out there and win for your family. Get out there and win for your clients. Get out there and win for yourself. Do not accept mediocrity. Do not accept it. Don't accept mediocrity. Let's get out there and win. Appreciate you guys. Happy Monday. Let's crush it this week.